You might think this is just a basic BMW X6 sitting at a showroom. Well, in this video, I'm gonna share with you guys why I believe the current generation X6 and the X5 are one of the best SUVs you could get, not only right now, but also in the next coming years. Reason number one is the design. I mean, just look at the design of this thing. It looks absolutely badass, not only from the front, but also from the side, from the rear, from the top, from every single angle you lay your eyes on it. Check out these super aggressive front headlights with these perfectly shaped, massive front kidney grills, which absolutely match the character of this BMW X6. I wouldn't have them any smaller, and I wouldn't have them any bigger either. Now, moving on to the side profile of this car, which is beautiful. I love the side profile of the X6. I think it's really a beautiful, timeless design that is going to age very, very well. If you take a look at the previous generation X6, even the previous generation X6 has aged really, really well when it comes to design. Here we take a look at the rear three-quarter view, which looks super muscular with those wide muscular rear fenders. Now we take a look at the beautiful diamond cut rims. The tire is a 315 tire with 22 inches. Here we have the M badge sitting proudly on the front fenders. This is part of the M package that this car is equipped with. And here we have the front tires, so it's the same size of wheels. It's not a staggered setup like we're used to from BMW with their sedan, coupe cars, and so on. Here we take another look at some details in the front headlights of this BMW X6. I like the blue accents inside the front headlights. These are some very, very expensive headlight units. I love the aggressive lines that we have on the hood of the X6. It plays very nicely with the shadows, and it just gives that super muscular, super aggressive look to the car. Let's give you guys another quick walk around of the car to appreciate the beauty of this BMW X6. Take a closer look at the X6 badge and the rear view of this car. And here we take a look at the trunk. You can see this beautiful aluminum finish, and you have this beautiful X6 emblem sitting proudly on top of this part right here that adds some more privacy to your trunk so people cannot see what's sitting inside there. Everything feels very high class, very high quality. You can tell by the beautiful brushed aluminum trim that sits on the edge of the trunk right there. And there's really a lot of space that you can use for, you know, a road trip, for traveling. Here we have your replacement tire, which is not a full-size tire because there's not enough space to accommodate a full-size tire. Now we take a look at some extra trunk details with the X emblem sitting on the plastic trim. Now let's close down the trunk and appreciate once again the beautiful design. Now let's move on to the interior of this car, which is the part I'm most excited about and the reason why I wanted to share this video with you guys. Alright guys, so here we are in the X6 interior. I'm gonna go over why I believe this is one of the best designs interior wise that BMW has released in the last decade or so. Well, first things first, let's start off with the steering wheel. This is hands down one of the best looking steering wheel designs BMW ever came out with, if not the best looking one, period. I mean, just look at the design of this steering wheel. It's absolutely perfect, and the way it feels under your hands, it's just a 10 out of 10. The feel, the fit, the finish, the Nappa leather, the thickness, it's just the perfect amount of thickness, not too thick, not too thin. It just hugs your hands just perfectly. It just looks absolutely stunning, and it's such a beautiful sight to have when you are driving on the road. Now, the next thing I want to bring your attention to, guys, is the Nappa leather cover that we have right here. This is a detail that probably not a lot of people will notice, but this is a small detail that you wouldn't even find in some of the newer high-end BMWs. It's very rare nowadays, and for some reason car manufacturers nowadays they tend to cheap out on some interior components, and this being one of them. I think the last car I saw being released from Audi, the RS5, they are not even using Nappa leather for this part right here. They just use plain plastic. And I think that's really a shame, especially when you look at the prestige of an RS vehicle and the price bracket it's being sold at. I think that's something that you are kind of entitled to have in an Audi RS5. But anyway, here you have some beautiful real aluminum trim that wraps around the steering wheel. This is actually real aluminum. It's not just aluminum looking plastic, because it feels cold to the touch, which tells me that it's real aluminum, and it also looks like it's real aluminum. And then you have these beautiful paddle shifters right here, which, unlike the new generation BMWs like the 7 Series, the 5 Series, that have those new flimsy paddle shifters, plastic paddle shifters, this one has real aluminum paddle shifters. It's just that the back is covered in plastic for improved grip, I believe, but the paddle shifter itself feels solid during operation. It doesn't move around, as you guys can see. It feels solid, sounds solid. Steering wheel wise, BMW really didn't cheap out when it comes to the materials used on the steering wheel. Now let's move over to the rest of the interior, shall we? So here we have this absolutely stunning center console, which I honestly think is probably the best looking center console on any SUV in the market right now. It's wrapped in beautiful Nappa leather, and you have this beautiful stitching line that goes all across the center dashboard right here. Then you have this beautiful gloss wood trim right here, which is generously sized, as well as this beautiful aluminum trim that goes across the entire center dashboard right here. Here we have this beautiful center console design with your shortcut buttons. They didn't want to get rid of all buttons, so that's a good thing to see. I like that they kept these physical buttons right here, and they didn't just turn them into digital buttons that you can use on the iDrive screen right here. So that's something that I'm a very big fan of, especially when you look at today's cars. Pretty much all of them have gotten rid of these physical buttons, so it's good to see that this is retained for this X6 right here, which is one of the reasons why I think the current X5, X6 generation is really a high quality product and unique in this regard. At the bottom of the center console, we have the same gloss wood trim, which looks and feels very high class, and I'm a big fan of this as well, because there's no piano black trim, which I'm very allergic to. If you guys know me, I cannot stand piano black in a car interior, so it's very good to see that there is very limited use of piano black in this X6. It's only limited to this control unit right here, which I can kind of forgive them for using it right here, because it's not a big area. It's not like they use piano black across the entire lower center console. Right here you have the same aluminum trim right here on the edges of this section, which when you open gives you access to your wireless charger right there. And then here you have what I believe is the phone storage area, as well as your cup holders right here, which adapt to the size of the cup you put in here, so it doesn't move around when you are driving. Then here you have a USB type A port, which is a little bit old. This is one of the things that might make you feel that this car is starting to get old, but I think this is not a big deal. You can still get a USB A to C converter, which you can plug in right here, and you're good to go. Let's close this down. Here you have the crystal iDrive knob, which I really like. It feels and looks very high class, and the same type of material is used for your start stop engine button right here. Feels very sturdy, very solid, and it gives you such a satisfying feel when you press it down. Feels very high class, very high quality. Here we have the Nappa leather that goes across the center console, which again is one of the reasons why I am saying that this is one of the highest quality interiors BMW ever came out with in the last decade or so, because mind you guys, even for a car like the brand new BMW M5, they are using plain cheap plastic in this section right here, which in my opinion is a big mistake, because when you buy a $200,000 M5, I mean, you're kind of entitled to expect a high-end material wrapping around your center console edges on either sides, the same way we have with this XX right here. So pretty much the entire XX interior is made out of leather. You have leather across the entire doors, on the top section of the door, on the middle, and unfortunately it's not wrapping around the bottom section, although I do think it is available on some trims. This one is not one of those. I did see an XX that comes with the leather wrapping around the entire door, although this comes with enough leather. If you ask me, you have more than enough leather. You have this very strong, very sturdy handle, which is very pleasant when you operate it, and it also looks very nice, very beautiful design right here. Not to mention the door handle, which also is made out of real aluminum. I'm a big fan of this door handle design, which is also available on the 3 Series. So all in all, you have a very high quality interior. Here you have the aluminum M door seal right here, which is part of the M package that this car comes equipped with. And down here you have the beautiful aluminum pedals right here, which just give that upscale feel and look to your floor down here. So this is not only for design purposes, but the way these pedals have been designed, they have been designed with safety operation in mind, so your feet never slip off the pedals. And I can tell you right away, guys, that I can feel that they grip so nicely, so it gives such a strong grip, and I'm pretty sure that you would never face any grip issues when you are operating these pedals down here. So let me tilt down the steering wheel. Obviously it comes with electric tilt function, so you can see the instrument cluster right here, which is fully digital. Obviously you have this dual screen setup right here, which wraps around the center console. So you have this dual screen iDrive setup, which is massive, and the quality of the graphics, the quality of the screen is just absolutely perfect. BMW is actually known for their brilliant infotainment systems, and this is no exception. Here we have the nice butterfly opening for the center armrest, which when you open gives you more than enough space. Here we have the USB Type-C. We have it inside the center armrest, but not here. For some reason, I'm not sure why they chose different USB types for these two sections right here. Now check out this beautiful tan leather color. I believe this is merino leather, and it's one of the finest leathers BMW has for their cars. It just feels super nice to the touch, super smooth, super soft, and I'm a big fan of this leather right here. Now the one thing I wish this car was equipped with is a color matching lower center dash, which would match the tan color of the seats as well as the leather that you have on the door. So basically you would have a tan lower center console trim, which would really brighten up the interior and make it feel that much more lively. Everything feels solid in this car. There is really no issue whatsoever when it comes to the build quality. This is a very high quality product, and trust me guys, it's worth every single penny. When you sat in this vehicle, you feel great, that I can tell you. Here you can see the XX emblem right here with this beautiful trim. Here you have the new air vent controls, which are very nice and also much easier to operate than the traditional air vents that we have in previous generation BMW. So Now let's go to the back of the car and show you guys what the back of the car looks like. So we have these beautiful seats with this nice diamond stitching, which makes them feel really super luxurious. Let me have a seat and tell you guys my honest opinion on the sitting position, as well as how you feel when you're sat back here. Well, first things first, you have this beautiful panoramic sunroof. The headroom is okay. It's not roomy. It's not as roomy as the X5, but I think it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. You have the same aluminum door trim right here. You have the center armrest that you can open up so you can rest your arm on it. It's a very cozy place to be sat in, and feels very comfortable. So yeah, I think this car would be great for long trips, and you wouldn't have a problem being sat in this car for long journeys and being sat for hours. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.